Howdy, you're ULO people, and this is the first time you're hearing from me in 2026, so a happy new year to you, if it's not too late for all that. Anyway, heard plenty from you that got the reverse forecast on for the Welsh Grand National when Haiti Couleurs and O'Connell came in first and second, so here's to us all. It was champagne all round on December the 28th. Now, weather permitting, we are back to normal on Saturday for the Lanzarote hurdle at Kempton Park, but more of that later, though Warwick has an early inspection as the degrees go minus again. But let's get on with Kempton, where swing in safari is as good a bet as any for Kempton Park's opener. He certainly got over the hurdles with a bit more fluency at Wincanton last time out, and won with a bit in hand from Bespoke Taylor in what was all but a match contest, despite there being 18 runners. Dan Skelton's Gambino is the interesting newcomer, but I am nailing my colours to Paul Nicholls and Harry Cobden with swing in safari. Next up, I think leader in the park can land the Coral Daily Rewards Shaker handicap chase. Well, as you know, I've said this before. But yawn, I'm going to say it again. I just love what Ben Pauling is doing with his chasers this term. So, play it again, Sam, as the Naunton Downs handler and Ben Jones team up again for another win over fences. The juvenile hurdle, next on the card, should go to Precious Man, but is it worth looking at a different strategy given the odds? Second, in the Triumph Hurdle Trial at Cheltenham in the autumn meeting at headquarters, Precious Man is expected to win this. Well, that's the way the bookies see it as far as I'm concerned, giving no value at generally around 2-1 on this week. So you could play a clever bet and look for some each-way value in such a skewed market. I know I will. Now, Harry Derham's Vertpole won on debut at Taunton, so could be the one. But Pourquoi Pas Papa is the one that floats my boat for the place gamble, or even the forecast, as Paul Nicholls' Manatee Gelding has hit the bar in all 3 starts so far. Pourquoi Pas Papa? Why not Dad, you might say, so let's play that each way card, though I do expect Precious Man to be leading them home if you fancy the riskier strategy. After that, in the Coral New Horse Racing Bet Builder handicap chase. I'm finding it easy enough to make a case for a few of these, but I guess if you want to pin me down, Doyen Chief ticks the most boxes. It's the flat track here at Kempton Park that I think will play to his strengths, along with ground that's in his scope. But Tom Bellamy will have to make sure he doesn't idle if getting his head in front. I prefer him just on the shoulder of the pace setter to see him at his best. Ben Pauling's chasers should never be overlooked, though your darling can be a bit in and out in my view, so I can see Carl Burke's Soul Icon getting right up there as the race develops. The Doyen Chief, to make the most of a track he has form on, in a tricky one to call. Good luck. My Saturday nap lines up in the Silviniaco Conti chase. Just the 4, so this is likely to be a trappy one, but I'll take my chances on Dan Skelton's Boomborn. Reasons? Well, I like Boomborn on a flat track, and I do think that in this small field, Harry can play whatever tune he likes, depending on how things develop. McCull Novice's chase winner, Caliph du Burlet, could press on, as Master Chewy and Edwardstone are not going to be tearing off at the front, so Harry Skelton would be happy to see Caliph du Burlet take things up and, depending on the pace of the first circuit, position himself up there with the leader or dropped in if Edwardstone or Master Chewy go prominent. That's the theory. Of course, it could turn out not to be like that at all, but Boomborn is still the one to come out on top for me. Now, for my next best in the Lanzarote. Now, French Ship is going to get a huge following here for Philip Hobbs and Johnson White, and rightly so in the hat-trick bid. But this is a race for the well-handicapped, so lumping 12 stone around here and still having something left for a frantic finish in a big field is a big ask for me. So let's have a look around. A Pays de Nom has done well under Tristan Durrell the last 2 races for being held up, and I think that can play into Harry Skelton's riding style too, keeping him switched off for a large part of the race and using the featherweight mark to good effect when it all hots up. For similar reasons, Jeremy Scott's Came From Nowhere also makes my list, though this is a bit tougher. while Ben Pauling's Lanesborough won't go unnoticed. A pays de nom to make his name here in the Lanzarote. Over at Warwick, should all be good after the morning inspection, fingers crossed and all that, Warwick's feature, the Hampton Novices Chase, can go to Ollie Murphy's Wade Out, chiefly at the expense of Kim Bailey's Moon Rocket. Moving up to this 3-mile trip has unlocked something for sure, and I reckon there's more to come, with Sean Bowen up top, just the man you'd want, still riding a high, I'll bet, after winning the Welsh Grand National on Haiti Coolers. Kim Bailey's Moon Rocket has to be the obvious one to make a race of it, with Kieran Gethings also amongst the winners, while Dan Skelton's Doyen Quest could get into a good jumping rhythm and put them all to the test. Wade Out to bring up the hat-trick now at a distance he's going to excel at, and very easy to back. And now it's over to Caroline for her feature race at Fairyhouse.
Why, thank you, Jaysella, and what a Christmas week we both had. Heard you won some sort of in-house competition over there, did you now? You'll have to fill me in when we next catch up. So just the one to note for me, at Fairyhouse on Saturday, the Bet with Tote Dan and Joan Moore Memorial Handicap Chase. Well, it's top weight that Blood Destiny has to carry here, but I'm thinking that's not enough to stop him winning this. It is true that Willie Mullins has been sending Blood Destiny over further in the last couple of years, but I'm of the opinion that he's better at this sharper trip. So time will tell on Saturday if I've got that one right. Just the one run this season. But it looks a great opportunity to notch up a win with course form and a return to 2 miles. Gordon Elliott's Touch Me Not looks the one to make it a good race, but Blood Destiny does it for me over this trip, 2 miles. So that's where I'll stick my pin.
So to finish up at Warwick, wow, what a race we have in store here, the classic handicap chase. Going to be going on forever, this lot, and that's why I think I'll go with Mr. Van Gogh. Sarah Bradstock's out-and-out stayer is sure to be there at the end, and if he's built up a head of steam at the front, just could be hard to stop given the soft ground and this marathon trip. All the ones I expect to be involved are at the head of the market, which does sound a bit obvious, done it? But for good reason. Mayertown, Resplendent Grey and L'Empresse should all be there or thereabouts, and it's going to be a real cracker. But a girl's got to go with her best shot, and given the going, that's Mr. Van Gogh, who can beat them for stamina, if not for pace.